What if I told you that one woman's courage changed the destiny of 4 generations? What if I told you she stood against elders, customs, and even death itself and won? Tonight on African Secrets TV, we tell the story of Akoko the woman who became the source of a powerful river. But be warned, this story doesn't end peacefully. It begins with betrayal, defiance, and a shocking decision that split a community in 2. Long before modern Kenya, before roads, cities, and schools, there was Yumbo, a Luo community ruled by strict traditions and powerful male elders. In this world, women were expected to be silent, obedient, and submissive. A woman's worth was measured by the sons she bore and the silence she kept. But fate had other plans. Because in this land, a girl was born with fire in her spirit, Akoko. From a young age, Akoko was different. While other girls played quietly, she would listen to the elders' discussions, her mind sharp and questioning. She spoke when others stayed quiet. She questioned customs others feared, and the elders noticed. They saw a spark in her that was both impressive and unsettling. Little did they know, that spark was about to ignite a fire. Akoko grew into a woman of rare beauty and intelligence, her presence commanding respect. It was no surprise when she was married to Chief Oor Kembo, a powerful leader respected across the land. For a moment, it seemed Akoko had everything: power, respect, a loving family. As the chief's wife, her home was the center of the community, a place of wisdom and influence. But destiny is never that kind. When Chief Oor died suddenly, Akoko's world was shattered. Grief was not her only battle. The elders, following a rigid custom, made a shocking decision. They ordered Akoko to be inherited by her late husband's brother, a man she despised, a man known for his greed and cruelty. In their eyes, she had no choice. She was property to be passed on. But Akoko did something no woman had ever done before. She looked them in the eye and said, "No." Her refusal shook the entire community to its core. Women whispered in fear, admiring her bravery, but terrified of the consequences. The men were outraged. How dare a woman defy the council? The elders felt their authority challenged, their traditions spat upon. Akoko was summoned before the council, a hostile arena of stern-faced men, a place where no woman dared to speak freely. But Akoko didn't kneel. She didn't weep or beg. She stood tall and spoke with wisdom, courage, and an authority they had never witnessed from a woman. She argued her case so powerfully, reminding them of her late husband's respect for her and her own contributions to the community. The elders were left speechless, caught between their ironclad traditions and the undeniable logic of this extraordinary woman. In the end, they had no choice but to let her go. Akoko walked away, not just as a widow, but as a legend. With her children by her side, Akoko left Yimbo, the only home she had ever known, and settled in the land of Sakwa. There, she remarried a good man and began to rebuild her life from scratch. She raised her children with discipline, education, and strong values, especially her daughters. Akoko believed women were not weak. They were the future. They were the soil from which greatness could grow. And unknowingly, she was planting the seeds for generations yet to come. But the world around them was changing. White missionaries were arriving, bringing with them new beliefs and new ways of life. New religions were spreading, challenging the old gods. Education was becoming a weapon more powerful than spears. And Akoko's family stood right at the center of this monumental transformation. As Christianity entered the land, many resisted, seeing it as a threat to their culture. But Akoko saw something others didn't. She saw opportunity, a chance for her descendants to rise. Her grandchildren began attending mission schools. They learned to read and write, skills that set them apart. Some became teachers, shaping the minds of the next generation. Others became doctors, healing the sick. Her bloodline was rising, flowing into new territories of influence and power. Yet with progress came conflict. The new world clashed violently with the old. Traditions battled modern values. Faith fought against culture. Families were torn apart by these new ideas. And not everyone survived the transition. Some fell to new diseases. Others to heartbreak and the pain of leaving the old ways behind. But through it all, Akoko's river, her lineage, kept flowing. One generation after another, Akoko's descendants faced painful choices. Love that defied tribal and religious expectations. Marriages tested by ambition and the lure of the modern world. Women torn between their duty to family and their own dreams and aspirations. Some of these choices led to greatness, creating leaders and pioneers. Others led to tragedy, leaving behind scars that would echo through the family's history. And just when it seemed the family had reached its highest peak, a devastating loss struck. A loss so profound, so unexpected, it threatened to destroy everything Akoko had built, to dry up the very river she had fought so hard to create. A brilliant young woman from Akoko's lineage, a shining star of her generation, stood on the very edge of success. She was educated, ambitious, and poised to change the world. But fate, as it had with Akoko, had a darker plan. A sudden illness, a painful sacrifice, a decision that would test her faith, her love, and her very destiny. Would the river that flowed from Akoko finally run dry? Or would the source, that unyielding spirit of defiance, prove stronger even than death itself? That is a story for part 2. If this story touched you, if Akoko's courage inspired you, make sure you like this video and subscribe to African Secrets TV. Comment below. Tell us what you think Akoko should have done when the elders gave her that ultimatum. And please, share this story with someone who believes in the power of women. Part 2 is coming soon. And trust me, the ending will shock you. Until next time, remember the source may be hidden, but the river must always flow.